it was not a great day for wrestling as we lost a legend in Jerry Jerrett. Obviously the promoter of the Tennessee, and anybody that was anybody came through his promotion. Um, Whether you like the guy or you dislike the guy, you can't deny that he had a major impact on pro wrestling. Um, and we've lost a few legends way too soon. The last couple of months, and I mean Jerry was 80, so as much as it sucks that we lost a legend. I mean, he lived his life, didn't he?
Oh, that absolutely. Uh, I think I'm normally I'm typically the one we go to in stuff like this, but given Jerry Jarrett and in history where he comes from, I think it's only right if Coleco uh, shares his knowledge growing up. Really, essentially almost living in Jerry Jarrett's shadow by being a Tennessee native.
Correct. So,
Oh yeah, he lived it his way. And well, thank first of all, thank you, Scooter, because it would have been hard to follow up with you anyway, because you always do these things. No, seriously, you do these. I promise you, I've never seen in my life. I've never seen one who can do it like you, man. Like you
Thank
got
you, my
that.
friend.
So I give you that. But in my eyes, without Jerry Jarrett, I wouldn't have known wrestling. And it's easy to think, a lot of people in the generation like James, you grew up with it being nationalized, but I don't think you knew how important the Memphis territory was. Like Memphis in the 70s was literally the wrestling capital of the world. And I'll stand on that until the day I die because the one thing that this audience did, and for better or for worse, Southerners kind of get a bad rap, but when it came to the wrestling, we really believed it. And you could check the stories of people who, when wrestlers they were working in the ring and they would beat up somebody, and there was people coming from the crowds trying to beat the wrestlers up to try to fend for the other wrestler, right? So, like when I say we took it to heart, we took that shit to heart, and I think Jerry Jarrett is he gets a lot of flack, but without him, there's no Rock, there's no Stunning Steve Austin, there's no Undertaker, there's no Kane, there's no K Quick. I mean, anybody who was everybody worked Memphis because Memphis was the map. There's no Andy Kaufman, there's no Jerry Lawler, there's no Jeff Jarrett. I mean, this, and that's my point. And even without him, technically there wouldn't be a WCW. I mean, it, it the tentacles that he touches in the southern area alone, because a lot of people don't know the USWA. It stretched from Tennessee, but it went as west as Texas. So it was like in the Dallas, San Antonio Sportatorium. All those there was when it was working with the Von Erichs and such. So it was a very, very important person for the for the talent to get a national platform in a southern way because to me Vince was pulling people, but a lot of the people that he pulled was from those southern territories, and not to mention that those southern territories were a training ground to try storylines that ended up in WWF. The one that I know for sure that happened, it was the Nation of Domination. It actually ran through the Memphis circuits like wildfire because lo and behold, Bill Dundee's kids, JC Ice, Whoopi D, were the rappers who would rap and join the nation, and they would keep that storyline going to USWA. I mean, and then it would go on to the main stage. Wrestlers like the Moondogs, guys who are local legends, wouldn't be local legends. The Bill Dundees, even though he never made it to any real big WWF or WWE platform, but in the South, he's a fucking legend, and that's, you know what I mean? All thanks to Jerry Jerrett. So he deserves it. And it feels bad that we lost him, but he lived a life and he left a hell of a legacy. And he bred a son who probably worked damn near every territory and has the most lives in wrestling ever, Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
so, So to me, this is more of a celebration of his work, and rest in power, man. He can actually say he did a job well done for the professional wrestling world.
Alright, Scooter, anything you want to add?
Um, e- if if I could, describe Jerry Jarrett in one or two words pertaining to what he meant to the to not just one promotion but wrestling in general, it's that he was never disliked. He is might be the only one, at least one of the few people that worked for both WCW and WWF during the Monday Night Wars. He was a consultant for both of them, and everywhere everything he everywhere he went, you felt his presence. Even after he stepped away, you have Vladimir Kozlov, who who Jerry took to Stanford personally
Wow.
because he saw a star in Kozlov. Okay. Well, all right, we can't all be right 100% of the time.
There's been some hits and misses. We could all
But,
agree with that.
I mean, and when 50% of those misses belong to Jeff, it's still he's again I think if there ever is a literal pro wrestling Mount Rushmore, I definitely think Jerry Jarrett has a space on there.
Great. I've heard, like we've said, there are some controversy when it comes to Jay Jarrett, whether you like him or dislike him. But I mean, that's any promoter, especially nowadays. But yeah, I agree with you on that, honestly. I think Jerry would be on there just for his contributions to the business. Alright. Of course, thoughts and prayers to the friends and family of Jerry.